Hello, everybody. Welcome to No Wrestling in the House. As always, it's Dan the Man Almeida bringing you family entertainment from family, not for your family, because we swear sometimes. And my brother, the King, Vic. How you doing?
Not to be mistaken with the other kings of wrestling.
Yes.
But yes, how's everybody doing? We have a couple of weeks worth of wrestling to talk about. Some major points going on.
Absolutely.
Now we've decided to break it down into Raw and SmackDown conversations. Kind of start off with Raw, what's going on there, some of the big points this week.
Perfect. Well, you cannot ignore what's been happening with Roman Reigns and John Cena.
We got to come out the gate with this
right
subject.
on.
What is going on?
Two excellent episodes of face-to-face promos.
Yes.
Lots of people being called out. Lots of people discussing if this is good for Roman, this feud, and what this means. So,
I think, so it's safe to say that John Cena really got him good last week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Roman kind of got the edge on this week's? I think so. I think he did much better than last week. He kind of got called out last week for being to script.
Yeah.
I think he did a lot more of a fluid job this week. So I wouldn't say he won it. Cena's just on top of his A game right now with his
For
promos.
Sure.
So,
but that's because they're giving him a lot of leeway.
Yes,
they allow
broken the fourth wall multiple times.
They allow John Cena just to talk right off his mouth because they're confident that he'll never stray too far.
Yeah, and maybe it is a true test to Roman. Like, can you keep up verbally with, I don't know if he's the best talker, but he definitely has passion to back up his words.
He has a personality, and we all know, and we've all heard backstage, and we know from the, even watching the Usos, that he has a personality.
Yeah.
I probably one similar to that. I think he could do that. But my biggest problem right now with Roman's promo skills and what the WWE thinks are going to be like these big shocking things is kind of the same thing they did way back when Shane was taking on The Undertaker, and everyone just kept referring to each other as, well, you're his bitch, or I'm going to make you
just
my
trying
bitch.
to go off of little shock moments.
You drop the B word and suddenly it gets more interesting. Well, I don't really think so. I think there are skills around that. Of course, swearing does make things very interesting. It could make it more heated, just the context of every word. But there's also a flow. There's also an actual hitting somebody personally, which is what John Cena is able to do because they allow him to. But Roman simply can't.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there were some good points last week, right? I'm going to bust my ass Monday to Saturday while you're on the Today Show. I think that was a good one. Again, like it's kind of like tough to think about his stance on it because John Cena, whether you call him a part-timer or not, like he is, I don't know, he's not Hogan right now. I think he is John Cena. You know what I mean? And he works his schedule because, hey, he's doing movies, whatever, but he also recognizes that he's getting up there. I don't see John Cena wrestling in like Hogan's age type of thing, like how far Hogan pushed it, because I see Cena taking into account, okay, I want to give you guys the best. I don't want to wrestle unless I can do the best. Kind of like what Michaels is saying right now. Michaels can get in the ring and wrestle, but if he doesn't feel it's his best, he's not going to do it, right? So I don't like this whole part-time way of like hating on Cena because he's John Cena. He can work whatever schedule he wants, and he still actually works when he does. He's doing live events. Like he's not that much of a quote-unquote part-timer. So, but Roman obviously being the new blood, and he brought up the burials of countless young talent, NXT, that Nexus, to name pretty much one of the most standing out ones. How do you feel about that? Is that a legit point to make against Cena? Like, I don't know, I'm the one guy you're not going to bury.
Well, you know what? I have heard that before. And I remember John Cena talking to AJ Styles of the similar kind of conversation.
Yes.
And John Cena saying, well, if you're worth a damn, then I can't bury you.
I know. He can't bury Roman if he's being set up to be the next Cena, so.
Absolutely.
Again, to go into our Roman, we're going to have a segment where it's just Roman talk.
Yes.
Right? But to get into this week's Roman talk would be, I really hope that they kind of give him that character and get it pushing. This could be Superman versus Batman. You know what I mean? It can be. For the WWE. It is. I remember like them always saying, oh, well, if John Cena is Superman, Roman, it could be their Batman. You know what I mean? But he's not loved like a Batman would be. If they don't fix that, Roman's legacy is going to be tarnished.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to talk about Roman like you're talking about, Michaels. You talk about, like, okay, as a performer, yeah, he's not a Shawn Michaels. But he has put on classics. He has put on A-plus caliber matches. He's had amazing feuds. He had a good title run. Like, he's up there. But if you don't switch his character and switch it fast, or at least I think this Cena feud could do it. This could really make Roman into maybe who we want him to be, not necessarily a full-blown heel, but you know what I mean? If they don't do that, it's going to tarnish his legacy. So I think John Cena is going to bring the best out of him. I love that he's cocky in this feud. He needs to be cocky, like just 100% like, you got nothing on me or whatever, and I think he needs to lose.
Yeah.
No mercy.
John Cena needs to lose and No Mercy.
I think Roman Reigns needs to lose it.
Roman Reigns does need to lose and No Mercy. That's going to be obvious.
Because it's weird because he retired Taker, or quote unquote retired Taker, and he's actually gone on a losing streak since. So it's like, you don't
it's funny because every time we make our predictions, that is your point for Roman.
Go for Roman, but then he loses. But no, I think John Cena needs to win. I think it can't just be a one-off.
Oh, it won't be.
I don't think it will be a one-off. No. But John Cena needs to win this round, much like John Cena versus The Rock. John Cena came off as a cocky, I'm going to win it, and Rock won, So I think it needs to be like that. But the match itself, Daniel, one of the points that we put down is they keep referring to it as a WrestleMania caliber main event.
Yeah. Which it would be.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Regardless of anybody's feelings of Roman Reigns, just the fact that people are saying that kind of tells you that regardless of how they feel that this should be a WrestleMania match. Should it, Daniel? Are we getting it too soon? Is this wrong for No Mercy? The feud has been there now. Yeah. It's good. They've thankfully moved on from that Twitter beef and moved into a real solid feud. So,
like, I knew this match was going to happen. I was hoping, and I think everybody was expecting it to happen way later in the career of Roman Reigns, that he would somehow.
We are a couple of years in. But while you have Cena at his arguably maybe his best still, is now the right time.
But like Cena had already won almost double-digit championships. I think he had won double-digit championships by the time he reached Rock.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah, but Rock is also an exception. Because he was another level of status coming back. You know what I mean?
So my hope, and what I probably was expecting, was that John Cena was going to have a bit of a film career. Roman would come
back,
and that would be later on. Now that's kind of beside the point. I know that we're still talking on a smaller scale. Yes, No Mercy's too soon. Yeah. I think they could build this really well. Or John Cena just straight up saying, "I'm just not competing." He could still, but he is still competing. Yeah. So,
well, you know what? I toss back and forth with this because if you look back at the Attitude Era, every pay-per-view was, WrestleMania worthy. I mean, when you had guys like Taker and Austin and Rock, of course every pay-per-view was almost WrestleMania worthy main event, right? So now it's like it kind of shows a respect to the talent that they have now.
Oh yeah.
That it's like, what if John Cena and Reigns don't even go on last? You still have the Universal title picture, so we don't know who's going on last at No Mercy. A match like John Cena versus Roman Reigns, do they close it off because of their names, or do they go with the title?
But the title has Brock.
Yes, exactly. So obviously, like, WrestleMania is WrestleMania, but I think Cena knows where he is with his career. I think he is in a rush to fight as many names as he can.
There's a lot of rumor. He got
like Shinsuke with Cena versus Shinsuke on that SmackDown. That I'm gonna go right now and say I think that's the last time we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's going to be one of those hidden gems that, like, you know what? Cena versus Shinsuke happened, and here's when it happened. I really do think. But I would have had Cena kind of work with Samoa Joe right off the bat for No Mercy. Joe's kind of missing. There's rumor that he's injured. So
yes, he did get injured. He did get injured during, I think, just a workout.
Event, yeah. Oh, wow.
I think he was working out and he got injured. So, yeah,
this, you know what? It's
minor stuff.
It's the hot feud right now. They're definitely capitalizing on it. Maybe it needs to culminate or end at WrestleMania. This feud, I don't know, but it's definitely it's not a one-off, and I'm don't even know whose side I'm on. I just think that John Cena needs to win for Roman's character's sake.
No, I think there are rumors, or not even so much rumors. We do know John Cena is going to be starring in the Bumblebee Transformers spinoff, and with such a huge film, there's of course huge contracts where insurance has to be considered.
Yeah.
And he can't necessarily be taking all these bumps in the ring.
Yes.
So we don't know exactly how that going to figure out in the dates. We do know that when Rock had his movie, I think Baywatch.
Yeah, he had to commit.
Yes, he couldn't wrestle at WrestleMania 32.
Yes.
Which is where we were at. We saw him, but he didn't necessarily wrestle.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We talked that lovely to death, and I'm excited to see where that feud goes. Let's go on to the women's division right now. The Fatal 4-Way they took part on...
No, it was a tag match.
Was it a tag match?
Yes.
Oh, but it's leading into a Fatal 4-Way.
Yes.
And No Mercy. You see, I got it a little bit mixed up.
Yes.
But now it's going to be Nia Jax. Emma is now in the match. Sasha Banks. And, of course, the champion, Alexa Bliss.
Yes. I don't know what's going on. I want to talk about Sasha Banks' title reign.
Yes. There was something brought up.
What's going on? Sasha Banks is easily the top performer in the women's division right now, not including Asuka and NXT. Okay, I get it. But the women's division, Raw and SmackDown, Sasha Banks is the best. She'll have an amazing match almost with Regardless. She's worked Nia Jax in amazing, TV matches. We obviously know Bayley. She's amazing with Charlotte. She had great feuds with. I don't know what it is with the booking, but I would rather her. If you're just gonna continue with these 2-week reigns and these 8-day reigns, I would rather. I actually tweeted during Raw on Monday that Sasha Banks is probably better off without a title reign because they're just almost disrespecting her. I don't know what the great plan is, but she said it herself. She's a 4-time women's champion, but she doesn't feel like it or whatever. And it's true. She's absolutely right. She has reigns that are forgettable. You know what I mean? If you're just doing flip-flop with the title for ratings, like that's pretty dumb, and you're giving people reigns that just don't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, so at this rate, someone is gonna clearly pass Trish Stratus's. I believe it was 7 or 8 reigns. Forgive me for being if I'm wrong, but at this rate, you know what I mean? And it's some interesting points going on that with Asuka eventually, obviously from this injury, she's coming up to the main roster. I don't see her going back to NXT. They needed to get the belt off of her, and they did it this way. And if she goes to Raw, which is quite possible because of the caliber of wrestler she is, Sasha's going to be gone in the shuffle. Like, she's just going to be...
Unless she is champion, she's going to get lost.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. And you know what? I love Alexa Bliss. Like, respect to her as a performer, but they clearly got some kind of infatuation with her. That like, she is now... 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion and 2 times Raw Women's Champion. It's just... It's flip-flopping with these belts that make it mean so little, so nothing, and like... And it just hurts the performers, all of them. Like, unless you actually have the belt at the moment, and Sasha Banks has been damaged by it. You could feel the frustration. Like,
it's like Sasha Banks is the toughest background player.
Yeah,
and she's almost enhancement talent because she won it. Well, somebody beat her.
What's interesting is she's not even like an indie darling, for example. She's like their women's star. Like she's all over their promos, all over their the Raw entrance videos, and kids love her and adults love her, and like what do you like? She's there, she's clearly making you guys money. Like what is it?
I don't know.
Is she a terrible person? I don't know.
Well, that is something in the rumor mill right now, and usually we don't discuss people's personal lives, but it seems like along with what you mentioned, that interview she did with Sam Roberts, perfect. Listen to this podcast. It's always great. Sam Roberts, she said she was at the time she was 3-time champion. Doesn't feel like one. She also talked about her relationship with the fans.
Yes.
And lots of people are entering their opinion into this, and it seems to be pretty wild.
Fans,
She cites that fans will call the airlines and try to find out when she comes. And they're just fans who just kind of go up and like, hey, how you doing, Sasha? And then she'll just straight up ignore them. So a lot of people are saying, like, is that right? Is that wrong? It seems like everyone's making a Twitter post, and then people are retweeting that, and then it's just everyone.
I've seen even some people like tweet to the extent of like, oh, who does she think she is, Beyonce? Or something stupid like that. It's like, well, you're a wrestling fan. You clearly like Sasha Banks, and you're just offended. Yeah. And you're being on the defensive side. So just chill out. Like, what stupid points people can come up with in this day and age? Hey, if I saw Sasha Banks at an airport, I'd be very tempted to try to get a selfie or talk to her. Do I call airlines? No. Like they come to Toronto, I don't go hunting them down. If she doesn't want to be bothered, okay, I move on. I don't want to boo somebody at an airport. I don't want to boo somebody as they walk down the street because they're not acknowledging my existence. As a you don't see somebody like John Cena doing that, for example. Like, a celebrity, you're in a certain limelight, and that's it. But at the same time, like, you have to also be respectful, and you also have to kind of just know how to approach somebody and know when to probably not, or even if you do, know how to take that with a grain of salt and not, this person suddenly, like, as this is all started to come out, and she has literally been booed in Brooklyn. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I just think it's, like, the stupidest thing to get mad over. Because oh my god, she's a human being and she wants her privacy. Like, what a heel turn, Sasha. Good job. Like, but I just think it's stupid. Like, yes, celebrity's a celebrity, but at the same time, like, just fucking get over it and move on. Like,
you took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah,
it's tough to see because she's so damn talented,
and that's what I'm worried about.
I love her.
I'm worried that we're scaring her away. If we keep pushing her.
I don't think that's what we're doing. We're going to make it worse.
We are going to make it worse. We're going to make her experience
she's definitely probably going to become a heel. Because of it also.
Oh, that's also because she plays an excellent heel. Yeah. And we need that in our lives.
Eventually, like, that attitude, you can see that when she was being booed and she mentioned Ric Flair. Get well, Rick, or whatever, and that obviously got a pop from the fans. Yeah. But, it still didn't really recover too well. She was still playing this, like, I did it. I went through with my dreams or whatever, and the fans are still kind of booing, and it's like that would have never happened months ago, right? Yeah. And it's all happening just because of something so cynical and stupid. You know what I mean? Like, the videos of her walking across the street with her husband with a pizza, and people booing because she didn't acknowledge their existence. Like, goodness. Like, obviously. Yeah, you'd want your one of your favorite superstars to turn around and give a wave, right? Yeah. But then to start heckling and booing somebody because of being a person, like it's just nonsense. Like, wrestling fans are a different type of breed. Like, they are. I don't know.
I think it goes to any fan. What you're entitled to is the ticket you purchased and to watch them on TV, and to go to an event and like, okay, I can get an autograph or something. People are still people. They deserve their privacy. And of course, don't get me wrong. If a little kid probably went up to her, she'd probably melt and let it be okay or whatever. Yeah. But she has her own things to balance of what she's comfortable with her friends and stuff. Yeah. I don't think we should boo her. I don't think we should boo her. Neither in the streets.
I'm still a Sasha Banks fan. I think, regardless of what's coming, I think it's nonsense.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate to see it now because, honestly, I don't even know what fans are booing at half the time anymore. Yeah. I really don't. I don't. Yeah. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Like, it's this whole thing where I feel like now awesome moments like the double churn. I mean, that's obviously like the best example, but like aren't gonna happen anymore just because fans don't know what they want. Like, or sometimes, you know what I mean? Yeah. I just feel like
we just want legitimacy.
Organic turns, for example, like a heel to a babyface, probably aren't even gonna happen anymore. No, just because
the best
you want to, they cheer the bad guy, they boo the good guy. Like, it's not. Yeah. Roman Reigns aside, like, I agree with the booing,
I think the best feud at the moment. Or not even at the moment because it just really dissipated. We'll talk about it actually. We'll talk about it when we get to SmackDown.
Yes. So yes, you mentioned it. Emma and Nia Jax have gotten themselves into the title picture. I just think this has been executed poorly.
Yeah. It makes me wonder.
Yeah, you can see when Alexa Bliss won it back, and for what I remember, mostly cleanly. Like, she pretty much beat Sasha fairly. At the title flip-flopping yet again, and then Nia Jax comes out
and heel turns on her.
With her. No, but like, again, it was just kind of pointless. I don't like if Nia would have helped her win.
Yeah, it's almost she didn't get cued in or something.
Yeah, like it was just,
like Papa Shango.
Yeah, Papa Shango. Nia Jax, did you Papa Shango that?
Just standing at the ramp.
So I just think it's just I would have kept it as Alexa and Sasha just because promo wise I think they work magic. Alone they work magic. And then Nia Jax, obviously a future champion, but it's gonna be interesting to see now. You know, who comes out no mercy as women's champion.
I have to wonder. What would have the plan been if Bayley was still able to wrestle?
Yes.
It's just, it boggles my mind. I'm so curious. It bounces me all around the place. But,
especially in being, it would have been the same arena she had won the NXT women's title.
Yeah.
So,
probably going to get booed anyway.
Yeah.
And yet they cheer Alexa Bliss, who's very clearly like a monster. Anyway.
Hey, I don't know, man.
Let's go on forward. Enzo in 205. Not just 205 Live, but just now he's a cruiserweight.
Yes.
He's a cruiserweight. We talked about this before, I believe. But how do you feel about him just skyrocketing right to the Cruiserweight Championship? He's already contendership.
Okay, so I'm going to get a few things off my chest.
Go ahead. Hot take.
I don't know if I like Enzo Amore anymore.
I don't think I ever really did.
No, I mean, I love him. We were in the crowd when they debuted the Raw after Mania. It was awesome.
Yes.
They were hilarious. They still... Here's my issue with Enzo in Cruiserweight. So they clearly put him down there. Again, sorry, down there. Not down there, but, put him in 205 Live for his name and bringing some more popularity to 205 Live.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think it's okay to admit as fans that we're not as excited for the Cruiserweight division.
Yes.
And it's the work of... So when we say down there, we don't mean both the physical height of the people who are in the Cruiserweight division, but also, no, their skill is up here. Their skill is all the way up here.
But we mean, in terms of,
popularity.
Exactly.
It's a little bit down there.
Yeah. So they brought him there to just kind of, bring some much needed attention to the division. Now, here's my only issue from a professional, how I view Enzo and how I view him in the Cruiserweight division, and how sad it is that he it does step over somebody like Cedric Alexander, who we'll get into
absolutely
really soon. But Enzo, by definition, is a loser. Not a loser in terms that he's not cool. A loser in the fact that what does his name, other than great promos, really bring to the Cruiserweight division? He was in a tag team, a hot tag team that should have been tag team champions.
Yep.
Did not win tag team championship.
Never.
Broke up too soon, so we didn't even feel the impact of it because they weren't like a hot tag team, you know what I mean? Championship type of team. And absolutely decimated by Big Cass. Even with Big Cass on one leg, absolutely decimated by Big Cass. And now we're supposed to believe that he's the hottest thing to hit 205 Live.
He's a
loser. Yeah. He's essentially if you take somebody like The Miz and move him down to 205 Live, which obviously please never let happen, but that's, oh my God, a former world champion, a former Intercontinental champion. But you take somebody who has nothing to his name other than his mic and put him down there, and now they're giving him this lie, cheat, and steal kind of persona. What do you think? He's cheated 2 nights in a row now.
Yeah, the thing is about the lying, cheat persona that I think people don't ignore it, because we know why we loved Eddie Guerrero. It's because Eddie Guerrero was a character around that too. Yes. He was also very funny, very clever. He had family, and you knew that, and he, flaunted his family around him. Chavo and him were a great tag team. So Enzo doesn't seem to have much personality at the moment. I don't feel.
Which is funny because he's oozing of them.
Yeah, I don't feel the passion that I do for Enzo that I would say Eddie Guerrero. Not that same charm.
And he was showing that passion.
Yeah.
In this feud with Big Cass,
he was.
It just led to boots to the face all the time.
He
didn't
overcome
anything.
Yeah,
he brought the dang weapons to the ring, and he didn't overcome
in fact,
anything.
It looks like he had learned nothing.
Clearly.
Yeah, so there's no moral to that story.
We see no progress in him as an individual performer and as a character.
Yeah.
So I don't think he adds anything, in my opinion, to 205 Live. I would be mad if he beat Neville.
Yeah. He is not beating Neville. He should never beat Neville. But the thing is, what I'm so sad about 205 Live, and this is still a festering anger from long ago, is that Austin Aries isn't there anymore, and he was the one that was getting my eyes onto it.
Yeah.
And he was a potential new face, really would have brought legitimacy to that. Because back when we're talking like Enzo, we're sending him back, we're sending him down. Aries was on a rocket ship going up, and he was bringing the entire division with him.
Yes.
And they lost him.
He didn't want to stay confined to that. I think they should have put the belt on him.
They should have put the belt on him. They should have done it at Mania, and they should have had it on the main show. Mm-hmm. Because I think that was one thing he did complain about.
I agree with him losing at Mania, because you have to remember, I think it was a 3-part. I think it was like a trilogy almost.
Yeah.
Or maybe it just ended at Payback. I don't think it went to Extreme Rules. But I would have had him won it at Payback, for example.
Okay.
Because I think even in WrestleMania, I think Neville did like a little gouge the eyes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there was a story there.
I would have had him win it at Payback. But I definitely would have had him win it, just like you're saying. He really elevated it. We started, because the Cruiserweight division, when it came to be, it was just a bunch of new guys.
Yeah.
Whereas Austin Aries was already established in NXT, so we kind of felt like, oh, okay, like
and had indie
just
cred
like Neville,
just
like Neville.
About,
That's why Neville's the best part, because he was a WWE superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And now we kind of just feel like, hey, okay, we took the Cruiserweight Classic, let's just sign everybody and make a division.
Yeah.
So
and that's why I was excited about Tozawa winning, because there was a shake up to all that, and I want to see Tozawa really grow into something. In fact, if anything, I want to see the Titus brand grow into something. I think
that's what you were really.
Yeah, that's what I was really excited about. But it seems like nothing's really happening. And Enzo, he has all the personality in the world. Maybe he can do something with it, but I don't want him to be champion, considering the other people he beat in this Elimination 5-way, which included Kendrick, Nice, Enzo, of course, Grand Metalik, and who I like a lot, and Cedric Alexander, which we were both going crazy about, because it was wonderful. It was artwork.
I think it clearly shows that they have big plans for him.
They do,
because or else they wouldn't have put him over like that. Kind of just over like he pinned almost. I think he pinned everybody.
I think
he did. I think he pinned the other 3. So, and then Enzo kind of stealing it away from him. It seems like actually for the last couple of weeks that they had plans for Cedric to really come up there. Like he's loved. Right?
He's been loved since the CWC.
Yeah, exactly. So I would love to see it. I guess it's obvious they went with Enzo though. So now where do we go from here? You know, like I said, I hope Neville wins, and I hope Cedric finds his way in there. Even a triple threat for the Cruiserweight title would probably be okay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So hey, it's again the division itself is just. I think it still needs some much needed. Not star power, but like names that just more recognizable.
They have to
names.
Invest in it.
Because here's the problem: you're trying to make like 10 guys recognizable off the get go, as opposed to natural like one by one, right? So by adding guys that we already know, like Enzo, like Neville, it'll be easier to invest into.
They have to invest the time into it, and they have all the talent. They don't need to get a new contract for anybody. They have to put it, in my opinion, why they don't have tag team matches between people on the main roster and people on the Cruiserweight division, like not even to say them versus.
Yeah. You know what? I was agreeing with this, and then I just saw that Taz mentioned it on his podcast.
Yeah.
That would WWE really have a guy like, Finn Balor or somebody lose to a Cruiserweight?
But not even. But that's where my collective booking comes in. So what's wrong with Neville tag teaming with
Bray Wyatt?
Bray Wyatt. Oh, that's a great example. Bray Wyatt or even Elias Sampson. Very clear difference in size, but we both know they're both bad guys.
Yes.
And then we have even Finn Balor, but I understand his size is a little smaller. He could be. I don't know what his exact weight is, but like a good guy. Enzo or even Cedric Alexander we were talking about tag teaming with John Cena or like some great guy in the main roster.
It'd almost feel like I feel like they would take it to the point where it's like, okay, we're going to take advantage in the cruiserweights, for example, in those situations would take the pin. You know what I mean? Things like that. I don't know. Hey, it could be, or they provide shake perfect things support. Up, but yeah, definitely for the time being, it seems like it's going to really be.
They have to mix it in to the point where it's seamless. They have to mix it in so that the 205 and the cruiserweight division isn't a time when you can think, oh, I'm going to go home, beat traffic, or I'm going to go to the washroom. Yeah. So they have to mix it in. I think
by taking away, like on Raw, the purple ropes and stuff and changing everything.
Just make it Raw.
Make it
Raw.
Exactly. It's Raw. It shouldn't be purple ropes, right? I think that kind of helped, right? Because, like, take it back to WCW days, they didn't switch up the ring for the cruiserweights, right?
Yeah, and keep it high flying.
Yeah.
Keep it so it looks, like, unique. Yeah. But then again, all the heavyweights are high flying now, too. Yeah. Oh, well. Is it fixable? Let's see. Let's just quickly talk about, or not even quickly, because I can see this being really good. Strowman is set to take on Brock Lesnar, and the promos for this have been pretty great.
Yeah, don't need much promos.
Strowman has just been manhandling. We saw that at SummerSlam, and we saw it once again. Strowman's just been fantastic, and
for the first time, in Brock Lesnar's illustrious career, at least in my opinion, he's the underdog? Question mark.
He's the underdog.
Yeah. They haven't shown at SummerSlam. He didn't do much to Strowman. Mm-hmm. And on the Raw after, he tried, but Strowman, hit him hard. So I think they should keep that momentum going. I think that Brock shouldn't really get like a way, have one up on Strowman before their No Mercy. I think that they're probably going to keep him actually far away.
Yes, they should. They should absolutely not have them touch.
Yeah, so
maybe touch at the end. The go home show.
But you're right. This match is a match that a lot of people wanted. I feel like, for example, a lot of injuries sometimes happen for a reason. And when he was supposed to fight him at Great Balls of Fire, this is even better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not only did we have a pretty good Samoa Joe involvement in the Great Balls of Fire, but Samoa Joe was added to SummerSlam as well. And now this match is even bigger. It's almost a higher stake to it now.
For sure. And just the last, this week on Raw.
Wow. Yeah.
I kind of groaned when I saw the news. Strowman versus Big Show again.
Yeah. Why?
It was great the last time, but again, like why with this? They didn't seem to be going towards each other at that point. But this match was fantastic. Strowman, Big Show in a steel cage. Did you watch it? How did you like it?
I loved it. Well,
it was great.
Everybody liked it, and it was. They did things that the guys of that size. Well, hold on. Big Show is like a 20+ year veteran or whatever. Wow.
And not since his very early days.
Where did those please retire chants go?
And they were replaced with "This is awesome" chants. That's what happened, King. No, it was great. He did a kick from the top rope. Absolutely, they looked like they were dying in there, just sweaty like crazy.
Yes,
and of course that
falls.
Wonderful spot. They had shown that they triple reinforced the ring, which I like. I like that. Like we're showing you this because we know. But I like that at the end, Braun Strowman lifted up the Big Show and threw him towards the cage, and the cage just collapses. We all know it's rigged up.
Yeah,
but it's still really cool.
I don't know, man. That's 400+ pounds or whatever.
It is, but it was really cool, and it brought me to being a kid. Yeah. And that type of stuff makes me appreciate Giants so much again. Yeah. And there should definitely still be a place for Giants within WWE.
Obviously, and Strowman is showing that.
And Strowman
is
showing that.
Continuing to show that.
And Big Show is showing that again.
Yeah.
Well, there was a time when because of Big Show, we didn't believe in Giants.
Yeah.
And like Undertaker, he had such a great gimmick and he had so much skill, but we didn't. Like a Big Show was advertised as a Giant.
As the Giant, yeah.
So yeah,
I think you know what everything about it. Just Strowman looks stronger.
Yeah,
and just having him throw Big Show out of the cage and just there alone, unopposed. It's like wow, they're really going all in with this guy. Where do we go? Who wins at No Mercy? Like
this is gonna be
again.
great.
Reports are still there that Reigns is still the Almighty to take down Lesnar, but people want Strowman to win.
Yeah,
they're really cheering him. I don't know.
He's got legitimacy, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Here's my only thing is though is if they do decide to keep the title on Lesnar.
Yeah.
That if Strowman loses, I personally don't believe he comes out weak. I don't think it'll hurt him. I really don't. It's Brock friggin' Lesnar. Like, you know what I mean? People have fallen to him. Like, and it's been okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think if Strowman loses, I think he'll be okay. I think he'll still be one of the top guys right now.
Right on, and I agree with you. So that covers pretty much all of Raw. I think the only thing we really missed out was the Shield tag team. They're still going on with
Cesaro and Sheamus. The rematch is set for No Mercy.
And they're always great. So let's see how that goes. Once we get to our No Mercy predictions, we're gonna talk about this at length. But let's go on to SmackDown. Shinsuke won contendership against Randy Orton.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad. Pretty good. I'm glad Shinsuke's getting good matches.
Yeah.
I like that Orton had given them the RKO last week. Like, we're still like...
Still a sizzling snake.
A sizzling snake. Sizzling. Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah, but I say sizzling.
I think the best thing about the Shinsuke and Jinder Mahal feud is that it's so international. And I like that because I like to hear the commentators.
Yeah.
I like the Hindi commentators. I like the Japanese commentators. I want them to talk. Not at each other, but amongst themselves. But yes, I really enjoy that. I do still feel like it's way underperforming the World Championship compared to the Universal.
Yeah.
Like,
well, let's
night and day.
It's a year past, the beginning of the Universal title.
Yeah.
What started as a joke and everybody laughed at it, has clearly made its way to being the top title on the whole.
Goldberg was a Universal champion.
I know. Look at the list. I mean, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Goldberg, and Brock Lesnar. It kind of shows you the shift at going back to part-timers.
Yeah.
Again, right? It really does. But it's clearly the superior title. And it's a shame because they were fighting over which show was going to get the world title. And SmackDown ended up with it. And now you know what? I kind of said this to you the other day. It's not just to be negative Nancy, but I do feel like SmackDown is more obviously a midway point now between NXT and Raw.
And that's what I'm fearing.
I want SmackDown to still be an equivalent brand to Raw.
Sure.
And I feel like it's not. They've stepped backwards from it. That it started off strong, but if you look back, let's look at Battleground. So Great Balls of Fire, amazing. Everybody's like, oh my god, Attitude Era type of pay-per-view, awesome. Battleground, worst pay-per-view of 2017, worst pay-per-view in a long time. That was the conversation. SummerSlam, Raw was the better part of SummerSlam than SmackDown. Now we're going into Hell in a Cell. I'm worried about Hell in a Cell. No Mercy is shaping up to be a really good card.
Absolutely.
Hell in a Cell, the way it's going, we're getting Shinsuke and Jinder again. It's probably going to be a Hell in a Cell match. Don't really want it to be a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, it'll be interesting to see Shinsuke in that environment. But what else is...
Maybe, if anything, I'm just glad we're not in the same world where you're paying for these pay-per-views at top price, and that December to dismember is not a thing. Let's just be happy about that. Or at least, let me be clear, classic ECW is great. The WWE CW was not.
No.
So, yeah, I really don't see SmackDown, other than one feud we'll be talking about later. Definitely a second place show.
Yeah, which is a shame. And this world title match, again, is Shinsuke gonna win? I don't think so. I mean, do they go all in with? I would like. I think they personally, should. Like NXT being as great as it is because it kind of elevates people and like it almost breaks that second tier title thing, like where their champions can go on to be world champions without being a tag team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, without having that mid card feuds and all that. But I would like to see Shinsuke as a United States champion.
Oh,
I really would. Before he becomes a world champion, I would like to see it. I mean, mind you, the United States champion right now is AJ Styles, so yeah, we obviously want to see that. But I would like to see that before he moves on to the world title. You had guys like Miz. Like, why can't a Miz be the world champion right now?
I would not be object to him as being the world champion right now.
But Jinder Mahal is world champion, and Shinsuke might be. I don't know. I had been okay almost with Cena dethroning Mahal, but now with Cena on Raw, do they go all in with Shinsuke or do they take it on someone else? I don't know. Other than Randy Orton and AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Who else? Like, unless you go from heel to heel, then Kevin Owens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but Kevin Owens is in something else, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. Let's go to the women's division for a bit. It seems to be set up because you're talking about Las Vegas.
Yes.
Everyone's talking about Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So they're making that a really big show next week.
Yes.
And clearly it's Naomi and Natalya. That rematch is coming in next week. How do you feel about the women's division right now in SmackDown? We're talking a bit about Carmella, obviously still having her briefcase,
which is okay.
But I almost feel like it's taking too long. Like she got to be doing something in the background.
Here's the problem with the Money in the Bank briefcase in the women's division. Okay, I love it. I love that they did it. That's awesome. Now, women take up how much time of SmackDown? 20 minutes at most, maybe. Right? Sometimes you get 2 matches, whatever, right? If the women's title is in the center of then usually the women's championship is what that 20 minutes goes to. And it's really hard to have a mid women's feud.
Yeah.
Other than that. So when you have a Money in the Bank briefcase holder, you still want to make her a part of the weekly programming. So now you have the women's champion and the Money in the Bank that you kind of have to show every week.
Yeah.
This became obvious this week. No Tamina, so no signs of that continuing on. And no Becky Lynch, who is Becky friggin' Lynch. Like, she's awesome. So that's my only issue with it, is that the focus obviously needs to be on these people, but you don't have the same amount of time as the men, for example. So, like, if they did do a women's tag team title, for example, you would never have personal feuds on something other than titles.
Yeah.
The focus would always have to be on the titles. So,
well, considering what we saw on Raw with Emma and Mickie James.
Yeah, exactly. And everything comes off like that, right?
Yeah.
So
that's what a personal feud looks like at the moment. It's kind of terrible.
Exactly. So that's my only issue with the women's division right now. Not even probably just SmackDown, but as a whole. You know, it's actually surprising with Raw because they have 3 hours, but I think Carmella holding on to it's fine. Maybe, Las Vegas seems like a pretty cool place to cash in. So
that would be
very well
appropriate for the money. Yeah. Money.
Naomi still popular as ever. Like, you know,
and they want to sell those belts.
I know, but I personally keep the belt on Natalya, right? It's or else again,
the chase. Make it the chase.
All those, SummerSlam title changes will just mean nothing because everybody's going to be winning it back.
Oh, my goodness. Well, not like the other women's championship, right? So, Carmella kisses Ellsworth. That was pretty funny. Yeah. Both of them, I think, well, one of them's married. Ellsworth is married. Carmella's boyfriend is heel. Yeah. You never know if they're going to heel it up together. It doesn't seem like we're seeing a lot from the women. As you said, Tamina, Becky, like, where are they right now?
Yeah, Charlotte's back, but not back on television.
No. And they should give her a little bit of rest. We all know the news.
Yeah. But she
Rick's
is back,
doing great.
She's doing live events, so. But, it's cool to see, though, this 4 horsewomen of wrestling and 4 horsewomen of a UFC kind of stare down.
We'll talk about the Mae Young Classic at the very end, but I'm excited to just chat about who we're excited about. Right now, let's go on to the New Day and Usos. This has been great. As I've been telling you, I really like the Usos right now.
Yeah, I think everybody does.
I see that I think Roman Reigns could really take it, would be benefited greatly if either he was matched with them or he got a bit of that.
I'd say keep Roman by himself, and the reason why I say
but you got to change Roman up.
I know. Let him do it on his damn own, though. Yeah. like they've constantly run to the wall with other people. You know what I mean? Always to help Roman, like to help to get people to cheer him. He's been partnered. We've had mini Shield reunions.
Yes,
he's partnered with Seth and he's partnered with Dean. Like,
yeah,
we've gotten that because
we've seen those lovely table spots.
Yeah, no, he needs to be on his own, and they need to figure that out.
Well, yes, but they need to change his style, and I was suggesting that the Uso style is a great way.
He becomes part of the Uso penitentiary.
Well, he is their cousin, and we do know in the back he seems to be a cool guy, and I think that would be good. They gotta change him anyway. They gotta take off his darn vest. That's the first thing. Yeah. Take out that darn
shield
vest.
Still, yeah.
It's also just terrible. If you're just one guy, you don't look cool. Anywho, that's going great. I love the New Day at the moment. They really freshened themselves up in SmackDown.
There is a
great move for them.
Reporting going on that the reason why the New Day had lost is because they want to add to their number of title reigns.
Ooh.
Right? Obviously, they're
ready to beat another one? Yeah, another record?
Yeah, they're 3-time tag champs because their second one was so long, right?
Yeah.
So,
they want to beat
I don't know if that means it flip-flops. I hate flip-flopping, right? Mm-hmm. Again, it would be another SummerSlam title change. Yeah. But, the Usos... what do you think? Keep it on the Usos and have a new team take it off of them? Like, possibly, like I mentioned before, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin.
That would be great, because I'm loving Shelton's return.
Yes.
And I think the only thing he's probably missing is the mic skill, and I think once they let Chad Gable be fun again, and, ready, willing Gable, I think that tag team will be great. But yeah, Shelton Benjamin's great. I think that would be I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea. We'll see, though. Let's move on to what used to be the United States Championship picture with everybody's kind of splitting their own ways there. That was a really great feud, AJ and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect example of two people who are loved, but one who is clearly a bad guy and one's very clearly a good guy. Yes. And that's going to be very rare to do, but they got to find more of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, AJ Styles still feuding with Corbin. Corbin had a match with Ty Dillinger, seemed to kind of screw him over in that.
Yeah.
And AJ promises Ty Dillinger a match in Las Vegas, part of his open challenge. Do you think
there hasn't been much of an open challenge?
Yeah, not really.
Ty Dillinger, and I mean, he's fighting him again. So again, everybody kind of got their hopes up for that. But AJ's still going to be an amazing United States champion. Like he hasn't even taken off yet. Like, and we already know he's going to have great, memorable matches. He's going to really hold up that prestigiousness of that title. But we all know, hey, this is leading to AJ versus Corbin at probably Hell in a Cell. So yes, Ty Dillinger, they're going to put on a good match.
Did I say No Mercy?
Did you say No Mercy?
I may have, but yes, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. So I think. That it's kind of the writings on the wall for where this is going. But, hey, I would like to see AJ continue the open challenge. Mm-hmm. But, I definitely don't have Corbin win the United States Championship.
I don't think he's ready for it just yet.
I don't think he's going to. But I think AJ is still going to... AJ's going to hold that title, I think, for a little bit.
I think Corbin would have been great if he actually cashed it in. He cashed his money in the bank and had won the World Championship.
Well, obviously.
Because... him being a heel and winning it through a dubious way will be great.
Yeah.
But him being a heel and just winning wouldn't be super great for him just yet. That's a little bit later in his career when he really legitimizes himself. He's legit. I like him. But I think right now you can go with the young and mean person first. Let's go right into, it seems like Kevin Owens is having his lovely feud with Shane.
Shane was suspended.
Yeah, because they had their altercation.
Yeah, he was suspended,
and it was suspended. I loved because I kind of really wish I had heard the phone call between Vince McMahon and the general manager. So I because I just drag my son in the middle of the ring and suspend him.
You can imagine.
Daniel Bryan's But Daniel Bryan announced that Vince will be in Las Vegas.
Yes, I think that's awesome that phone call led to that, because it was one of those moments where it's like, hey, whatever, Vince is not on the phone. But I love that.
Are you sure?
Hey, SmackDown. Do not be surprised if SmackDown beats Raw in the ratings next week, because SmackDown has built a really big show. 3 titles on the line, and the return of Vince McMahon to television. Vince. Who knows when he's gonna pull
Vince
away
is
from
returning
doing
before
television.
Stephanie.
Yeah, exactly. But people, the fans, longtime fans of this product, really need to realize that Vince. Who knows how much more television time Vince has? Not life. Sorry, he's probably gonna live till he's 150 and still be jacked. But
he's gonna put death in a lock.
Yeah, how much more television time Vince is just gonna want to do, as a character, as who he is, and just have fun with it because. Is this leading to a Vince and KO showdown? Verbally a showdown?
Yeah.
I hope so. Because, hey, when Vince came back to approach Roman Reigns, that was okay. I know they were trying to they were trying to get back to,
my face.
Did anybody just see Daniel's face? I think we're going to take a picture of that and upload it to this part of the podcast. Okay, not that it was okay, but he managed to bring a little bit out of Reigns, and they cheered when he won the title. They cheered when he won the title, Daniel. In Philadelphia. They cheered when he won the title. They also cheered when he punched Vince McMahon.
They cheered really hard when he took down Triple H. But they didn't take advantage of it.
No, why not?
So I hear you. I hear what you mean.
Tater tots, the Roman Reigns story. Listen, I think okay. Well, Roman's not the problem now. KO. So yes. I think KO and Vince. I am itching with excitement of. That might not be excitement. No, but itching with excitement for KO and Vince in the ring together. I can't wait. I don't know what kind of things will be said.
It's going to be great.
We don't know who Vince is. He's a heel. He's a babyface. He's just Vince McMahon. Yeah. But I'm excited because I don't know what kind of things Kevin Owens is going to say to him. Is he going to suck up to him, or is he going to ask Vince to suck up to him because he's going to quote unquote sue the company? I don't know. Where are we going? Vince is not going to be intimidated.
Nope.
So,
and that's what I love.
This should be a fun segment. And I'm assuming the return of Shane McMahon to fight KO. Could be a Hell in a Cell. Probably will be in a Hell in a Cell. Last year we had 3 Hell in a Cell matches.
Shane's not new to Hell in a Cells.
Here, we'll make this a topic just because Hell in a Cell, we're hoping for something good. It's not too far from us. It's in Detroit. We're even thinking of just trekking it down to Detroit for the day, buying tickets. We actually are. But I'm not that excited because of Battleground and SmackDown and how it's been. All right, so last year we had 3 triple main event, 3 Hell in a Cell matches. Yep. Reigns and Rusev and whatever, okay, all that goodness. And the first women's Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
This year, where do we go? Do we have 3 Hell in a Cell matches like last year? And if we do, which matches?
Ooh. Well, obviously, Shane and KO would have to be a match, just because. That one is completely that one's completely out of just personality of the two and how they've been attacking each other.
Yes. Shane works really well with weapons.
Yeah.
He had a great match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania, better than it should have been, and it got really fun when the referee was down and weapons were introduced. So I think him and KO could put on a good match. Yeah.
I think it would be interesting if Naomi got Natalya. Or even add a couple women, make a triple threat, or
I don't
fatal 4-way.
think that's a good idea. I think you should hold. I knew you were going to bring that one up
because there has to be one women's match.
My 3 would be those. Shinsuke, obviously, and Jinder, just because it has to be. I believe the world title. The main event. It wasn't cool when Seth versus Kane for the world title happened, and it wasn't in Hell in a Cell. It was at the pay-per-view. I think I would stick with the WWE title, of course, Shane and KO, and I would put the tag team match just because it sounds like the Uso Penitentiary. It's a Hell in a Cell, so it could really work off that. But I would not put this current block of women, and that's just not disrespecting them, but I just feel that it told the perfect story for Charlotte and Sasha.
It did. It did.
Don't overlook. I feel like it happened. Don't muddy up that historical presence that holds. First women's Hell in a Cell match and first women to pay-per-view main event a pay-per-view. Just insane. So I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't put the women in there.
I feel like I still would. I still would
lock them up and throw away the key.
Just because Carmella would not be able to interfere as well, and that would what better excuse after for Carmella, because Hell in a Cell breaks people. Yeah. We're taught that it is a merciless.
But then they would need to bring Mick Foley back to do another program.
Yeah, they have to. They got to tell him.
Yeah, he's got to warn them. Yeah,
I love it. But yeah, no, I think that covers pretty much everything.
The major things we got going on. We shared a lot of our personal
opinions. Give us your hot take. Who are you really excited about in the women's right now the Mae Young Classic?
Okay,
because I know we can't name everyone.
At first, the first I was oh my god, Daniel, you put me on the spot because it's so hard to name all of them. But there is a Brazilian.
Yes. And just to be clear,
her name was right on something Conti. No, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you got her last name.
Yeah, there you go.
That's definitely it.
Yes. My fiance is Brazilian, so I was hoping that I'm like, yes, oh my god, I'm going to show her this girl so that she has some sense of pride. But then it was a good match, but she was eliminated in the first round. Out of everybody. I read ahead. I got kind of spoilers. I read spoilers. Ooh. But out of everybody, who am I really feeling? You know what? Toni Storm, the Australian, I believe it is. Yes, she's cool. I know she's like all rock and roll, but I think she's just talented and she's got the look and she's...
That the one with the tiny hat?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yes. Don't worry, I don't know everyone as well.
Yeah. It's tough. There's a lot of names that kind of come, you know what I mean? But... the names just get lost in the shuffle. There was a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
But no, from what I've seen, I really like Toni Storm. I just watched last night Toni Storm versus Lacey Evans, and who I thought was gonna go pretty far. But no, Toni Storm won, and I think she just looks great. She got a great personality.
Very good to the camera.
Yeah. How about you?
I have not watched all of them, so I don't know who's been eliminated just recently. Obviously, Kairi Sane is a fan favorite, and I think she's adorable and awesome. Yeah. So I think she's going really far. I could show any one of my friends Kairi Sane and be like, look, this is what wrestling is now. There's a pirate girl. That's awesome.
This guy didn't drop cement into his boss's car.
Oh goodness. But good reference. I'm enjoying her. Of course, she has the best elbow in the business. Other than that, I did like Rachel Evers. She got eliminated though. Mm-hmm. I did like how that she's some of the Everetts. The guy he's currently with the Authors of Destruction.
Yeah.
Legendary guy. But again, Kairi Sane. Other than that, I really like she got eliminated the first round. The Indian lady, Debbie. Yes. She's awesome.
Yeah,
she's giant. And she manhandled that girl. She's
strong, I know.
But she still won. And I was like...
Dakota Kai. Yes.
Dakota Kai. She's cute as a button. Anyway, and awesome. Awesome. But yeah, I've been really excited. I've been really enjoying these episodes. I'm still a little behind. Yeah. You have yet to watch Southpaw Season 1 and 2.
I know, shut up.
So please do.
We pretty much covered everything. I think some of our hot topics that we wanted to go in and record about Reigns, Cena, Sasha Banks, and just SmackDown almost as a whole. I think we got through it very well. Hopefully, comment, leave what your thoughts are.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to like, subscribe.
Yes, favorite.
Become a part of the No Wrestling in the House family.
Maybe write down the YouTube link and just throw flyers of paper.
Yeah.
It's out your window. Yes. That'd be nice. Maybe if you don't live in an apartment building, that'll fly into your apartment. Anyway, in other news, I did hear a cease and desist was given to the Young Bucks, so they can't say suck it anymore.
Yeah. Well, we only have 2 words for you.
Lawsuit. That's one word. But yeah, I think it covers everything. There's other news somewhere, but I think I can't remember off the top of my head. I told you about this, right? Sexy Star. She's a wrestler in Mexico.
Yes, we all know. Yeah, I've seen the videos. She finally posted her take on the story.
Yeah.
Hey, obviously reading that, you'll be like, oh, okay. But then watching the video with the same, with your right eye on the video and the left eye on the letter that she explains the whole thing, you're just kind of like,
it seems like
went to town on her arm. I don't know what to tell you.
It seems like everyone who wrestles is like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that. You're like,
I'm not professional, but apparently busted the girl's
can we talk about our experience at Superkick for just a bit?
Yes.
Yeah. So I met...
Put in your plug.
Yes, I'm putting my... Superkicked is a Toronto-based indie wrestling federation, and it's wonderful. I went there and I met Tyson Dukes, who is a competitor in the CWC.
Yes.
And he's just great. Shane Saber, fantastic. Lots of great wrestlers in there right now. And took plenty of pictures.
Yeah.
And if we have a social presence, which we may have soon, I'll be posting it somewhere. Or I'll even send it to you. You can put it in the video somewhere.
All right.
Sorry. You'll have to edit more. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for No Wrestling in the House. For the King and myself, Dan the Man. Have a great night.